to Pica Poco Kitchen. Today we're making vampire repellent, otherwise known as Mojo de Ajo. Garlic gravy. Vámonos! Originally from Portugal, Mojo de Ajo, or Mojo de Ajo, which basically means garlic gravy, is a popular way of cooking seafood, especially in the coasts of the Gulf of Mexico. In my opinion, one of the best ways to eat seafood. Not so much so for the Cullen family, but what do they know? They don't even eat food. Careful not to confuse it with ajillo, which as an ingredient has guajillo. Mojo de ajo has as a star garlic, loads of them, with a few other ingredients just to accompany it. Garlic is a great ingredient. It's super healthy. It has antioxidants, anti-inflammatory benefits, lowers blood pressure and cholesterol. It boosts your immune system. It's great for your gut. It repels vampires and, in some cases, also people. So if you're not afraid of a little burp here and there and a smell that would stick with you till next morning, this one's for you. For the sauce, I'm gonna use 6 big garlic cloves. And to prep my garlic, obviously I peel it, but also I like to remove the germ. To do that, I like to cut it lengthwise, and then with the tip of my knife, I remove the little core of the garlic that it's close to the base. When your garlic is older, you can even see how it begins to sprout and it becomes greenish. When your garlic is fresh, you don't really have to do it. But I find that when it comes to a big quantity of garlic, it's worth doing it because the garlic becomes a little bit more digestible. I also like to reserve one extra garlic to slice across to make some garlic chips to sprinkle on top of my dish. I will also be using a quarter of an onion. Since I'll be blending everything in the end, I decided just to chop my onion in a couple of pieces. And since I cannot do without heat, I will be adding 2 Árbol peppers. This is completely optional. It's not gonna make the sauce super spicy, it's just gonna give it a little bit of a punch. And to start making our sauce, we're gonna need half a cup of oil. I have vegetable oil, really hot. And I'm gonna be doing one ingredient at a time so I can control how much I want it to fry. In this case, I'm gonna start with the garlic chips because those are the ones that are gonna take the longest. Just keep an eye on them and take them out as soon as they look like this. Next, in the same oil, I'm gonna fry my garlic. I don't want it to get as golden, just a lighter fried. Always keep an eye on the temperature of your oil because things can burn easily. So now that my garlic is ready, let's move on to the next. Now, the onion. And for that, I just want it to become softer. I don't want to get any additional color because otherwise it's gonna start tasting too sweet. And finally, and off the stove, I'm gonna fry my peppers. I really just want them to rehydrate a little. Dry peppers can burn, especially in oil, super fast, and that will release a very bitter flavor. So you want to do this off the heat and just for a few minutes. As soon as your peppers look plumpy again, then take them out and they're ready. Just like that. Before transferring all your ingredients into your processor or blender, make sure that everything, especially the oil, is completely cooled down. Then Add the peppers, the garlic, the onion, and oil into your blender with the addition of 2 tablespoons of sour orange juice or lime juice. Don't forget to add some salt and pepper, and to blend you go. Once your sauce is silky and smooth, transfer into a glass jar, put a lid on it, and it can store in the fridge. Later on, you'll see that the oil will separate from the garlic, but just give it a nice mix and use it whenever you need it. To pair my garlicky fish, I'm gonna make some buttery rice. And for that, I'm gonna use 1 cup of rice, or I should say measure. And that step is important if you want to succeed in your rice endeavors. Whatever object you use to measure your rice, you're gonna use the same to measure your chicken broth. Since the ratio is 1:2, and they should be the same. As you can see here, even though that I use the same red cup for the rice and the chicken broth, my 2-cup mug is showing that it is really not 2 cups. And back to the stove in my trusted rice pan, I'm gonna saute 2 tablespoons of diced onion and 1 teaspoon of diced garlic. If you ever try to make rice before and it doesn't work out, sometimes it's your pan. So make sure to try different pans and see which one works for you better. After adding my well-rinsed rice into the pot, I'm gonna take it back to the stove and give it a nice stir until it starts smelling toasty. Then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter. On medium heat, I'm gonna let that butter melt and mix well with the rice and also 1 cup of veggies. In this case, I went for sweet corn and bell peppers. Continue cooking until the butter is completely dissolved and everything is well mixed. Now we're gonna add the chicken broth, which needs to be warm, so I made sure to heat mine in the microwave before adding it in. Adjust your seasoning if you need to, and we're gonna take it to the stove to a rapid boil. As soon as it starts boiling, then you're gonna cover it with your lid and let it be for 15 minutes. If you're using extra long, then wait for 20. Once the time has passed, with a fork, make sure there's no more liquid in your pan. And here comes the abuelita magic. Once there's no more liquid in your pot, you're going to use a kitchen towel to cover it and wrap your lid tightly. Leave it be for 20 minutes and let it do its thing. When you come back, you're going to find the fluffiest, nicest rice you've ever made. Give it a test. Perfection. But let's go back to our main dish. And for that, I chose a whiting fillet. And I'm gonna go straight in with my sauce into the pan since it already has oil. If you want it, you can lightly dust your fish or seafood in some flour and fry it just to start, and then add your sauce. But I like to go straight forward with all that garlic goodness. Whiting is a fish with mild flavor, which will pair well with the strong sauce. It is also delicate and requires low cooking time, which will avoid for the sauce to burn down and become bitter. Flip your fillet over, and once it's golden and it has achieved an internal temperature of 145 Fahrenheit in its thickest part, it's done. Serve it with a nice portion of your buttery rice, and don't forget to sprinkle your crispy golden garlic chips. And your dish is ready to go. And here you have it, Use it with any seafood that you want, and it goes great with the grill. What do you say? Shall we give it a try? Mmm. Mm-hmm. It is marvelous. It goes great with the buttery rice. It is strong but not pungent, not a slap in the face, but more of a creamy, nice taste. And after I finish this, I think I'm gonna be ready to defeat vampires. So Buffy, get out of the way. And you're probably gonna scare away the glitter skin Edward Cullen. But who wants that? It was a toxic relationship anyway. However, your skin will glow with all the antioxidants that garlic has. And so if you like this recipe and have some vampires to repel, please share it with your friends, just like this video. Like, subscribe, and be notified. And for more, follow me on the socials. Adios, amigues.